Hey, welcome back to Bible and Blues. Here we are back again. We're doing a quick review of Emerald City episode 7. I'm waiting for my friends to show back up, and so I'll get this done pretty quick. So a few things happening here. In this episode, the Dorothy has left Emerald City. She actually has the blessings of the wizard to do it because she's she's supposed to go kill Glinda, and Lucas doesn't know this, but so they're off traveling, and she has an opportunity to save little Sylvia using the gauntlets on her hands, the ruby gauntlets, so she from a bunch of wolves, and so it turns out she's starting to get some control over them, over those, which is good news. They get their way to a farmhouse, and they spend the night at the farmhouse, and Dorothy and Lucas, have sex and sleep together, and Sylvia's up in the loft, and Dorothy's getting ready to leave them behind. I get into an argument. Sylvia starts causing the whole house to sit there and turn. I was kind of hoping we get to see what it looked like on the outside, but they never showed it. So it was kind of a cool gimbal scene that they probably used on that one. So there was that. That ends up on its side and everything. So she's like, okay, well, everybody's now going to Glinda's. Some other things are happening in the show. Jack is with Lady Ev, and she's mourning the loss of her father, and he's trying to console her, and he's using all the wrong words, and he's like, sorry for your loss and that kind of stuff, which is pretty common platitudes, and she's feeling pretty bitter, so not having any of that. So she drops him off on the side of the road, and he gets into a big deep puddle in the ditch, and so they take it. Lady Ev and her entourage takes off, leaves him. He's in this place called the Screeching Forest. It reminded me of the apple orchard in the original Wizard of Oz, and so he's wandering there. He's trying to figure out how to get. He's like, great, I'm in the Screeching Forest now. So he ends up getting in there and getting rusty. He starts to rust up and he can't move. Lady Ev comes to his rescue. She pulls up on a horse and horseback, and she has oil. Apparently she keeps oil on hand because some of her masks have moving parts. So she keeps oil to be able to get them moving. So she's able to oil up all of his joints, and get him moving again. They end up back at her castle, and now she's queen. Lots of questions involved. As far as let's think about how much of his body's been replaced. We'll see what happens with that. What else is going on? So the wizard is back at Emerald City, is trying to find the young witches, and he has he has captured all of his high council, who was provided to him by Glinda, and then he's out there searching for any other witches, any other young girls who would be witches. They're doing a door-to-door search for them, and they pull all the girls in, and he uses West to get in there and find to evaluate the girls, and she's like, no, none of these are. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, if you find a witch, you will know. And so of course the following scene is they actually find a young witch, and without a doubt she's a witch. She starts to suddenly she's floating in the air, and she kills a couple of guards with a huge explosion. And the wizard had promised West that if they found any, that she would be able to keep them safe and be there. She would be in charge of them. So here he is. They find one, and he's like, he immediately brings up a cage on a wagon, and he's going to take this one, and she's like, no, you promised. It's basically a lie. He's not a very nice guy ultimately. And so the girl ends up West produces a pit and then puts a shield over her to protect her. And then all of a sudden the girl starts the fire thing. Apparently that's just her thing. She can do fires. So after West is pulled away, the girl's still in the pit. She can't seem to get out of there for some reason. And the wizard uses the fire witch to burn all of his high council from that he got from Glinda. So he's declaring war on the witches. And this, of course, this is going to turn out really ugly. You know that. And so, but then he lies to all of the people at Emerald City and says that they sacrificed themselves, blah blah blah, and without telling them that he's the one that actually killed them and had them killed. So he's showing us his true colors. One of the things that happens through all of this is the girl who the fire witch he essentially burns her out. Uses too much of her magic all at once, and it has her all messed up. And so West pretty much put her out of her misery, kind of thing. Freed her, took her breath, killed her, however you want to put it. And then Tip has this knife, that green knife that she got from the little lady that was keeping her boy. West takes a look at sees the knife and realizes this, and makes a connection because she knows a lot. She's been around for a while, and turns out that it's proving that Tip is Princess Osum, and that's kind of where that scene cuts off. She doesn't explain who that is and everything, but those who have read the books who have informed me that Princess Osum, I think I pronounced it right, was Tip, and there's your proof of that right there. Now back to Dorothy and Lucas with Sylvia. They have to go to Glinda still, and they get there, and the intention is Dorothy is supposed to kill Glinda. She's supposed to use the power of the ruby gauntlets to kill her. This is going to save there being a war between the witches and the wizard, and presumably save a whole lot of lives. I'm still trying to figure out what is his real hatred of the witches. I know they took they took his love away to a certain extent, but he hates him and he's holding a grudge against him. So those of you who know, go ahead and let me know. Let me know what's going on with that. So anyway, so we get into spoilers. I'm going to really give you a spoiler here. So if you haven't had a chance to watch on your DVR, don't blame me if I'm telling you what's going on. So they get Glinda's castle, her tower. They go in, and it turns out here's your real big spoiler, that Lucas is actually Glinda's lover or husband or something. I'm not sure what. And Sylvia is going to be taken. And he asks for mercy for Dorothy from Glinda because he knows that, Glinda was going to kill Glinda. And he says, mercy for her, because, they were here first. So Dorothy's kind of in a bind now. I mean, hey, what did you think of the episode? I didn't take any notes, so I know I probably missed a few things. But what did you think about it? Give me your opinion down below. What I missed on talking about here. Let's have a little discussion about some of the other finer points of the episode. So there's only 3 more episodes of this show, and then we're going to have a break from this one. I'm going to have to try to figure out something new to do. Taboo is also another one I've been doing. If you haven't checked it out, why don't you just kind of look right down here. You'll see something pop up saying, "Hey, check out the show Taboo." That's a pretty interesting show. Hey, tell me what you think about what's going on in the episodes. We have stuff going on here in the next couple of weeks. So God bless. We'll talk at you later.